Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to another episode of our Tekkit Legends Let's Play Adventure Extravaganza, where we are continuing our project to build a house. And I've made the decision that I am not going to furnish this house. Once it is complete, I'm going to leave it to whoever moves in to do that, because I don't have enough time. We're running out of time, and quite frankly, I think that would be boring to watch anyway. So, I don't really know... Wow. Oh my gosh, how do I even explain what just happened there? So, I had a belch. That much should be obvious. I shouldn't need to say that. But then as I belched, I felt something else happening, something deep within me. See, normally, that's so close to the beginning, I would cut that out and start the recording over again, like usually, but that time, it just felt so strange. Like, it felt like there was another thing about to happen. Like I needed to sneeze or hiccup, and I just had to fight against it because... Heaven help me, it was strong negative feelings, negative emotions. The unversed are coming out of me. Oh, man. Hey, at the end of the day, you know what? I fought whatever that was, and I've come out the other side as the victor. And I gotta tell you about a little project that I've been thinking of, and it's not really all that related to Minecraft. You see, I have these neighbors, right? And I've talked about them before in various videos. They're sort of the worst people on the planet. They're the devil spawn. And they make an awful lot of noise at all times of the day and all the wee hours. Let's just put like a door on here, and then whoever moves in can like determine what they want to do here. You know, like the stable boy and the stable man, the unstable man even. And how do we want to design this? Just dark oak up top. That's not what I meant to do. Oh well, now we've Shrek and gone and done it. Now we have Shrek and gone and done it. So I got these neighbors, right? And they're the worst kind of people who have no respect. You might have heard me complain about them in a previous episode. In fact, probably a very recent previous episode. No respect for anyone or anything or other people. And what the heck happened here? There we go. And then they both open? Yeah. They're really annoying. They get on my nerves, and I dislike them. And if something terrible were to happen to them, I would feel bad. Haha, not where you thought I was going to go with that. Where was it? Yeah, I really like to shake things up from time to time. Cool, so we got that done. And we got that done. What is the next project? The roads need to be worked on, but I'm starting to think that maybe it'd be okay if we didn't work on the roads and we let the town work on the roads. Because surely, like, they must collect taxes, right? Mayor Dave, he overtaxes people. We've talked about that in previous episodes. So surely he's got that handled. He doesn't need me to do the road work or the gardening even. This is great. Like, the white and the orange really works for Thanksgiving. I hope that they continue that sort of aesthetic over from Halloween. I'm glad they got rid of all the creepy pumpkins. And no one is an Enderman? No one is an Enderman. I got it told in the live stream the other day that they saw Raymond Card here. Definitely have not seen Raymond Card here. No Raymond Cards, no Israfels. Everything is fine here. Everything is all right. One thing I had considered was putting like a small wall around my house, though. I mean, not related to claims of Raymond Card being here or anything like that. Like in a completely unrelated, just sort of maybe build a small wall around my land for security reasons, you know? So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just as I discuss my neighbors. I know it seems like I keep getting off subject on that, but let me assure you it's not on purpose. They have no respect for me or the sanctity of my house or people who don't want to listen to their bad drumming and loud music at all hours of the day. So I've been contemplating, I've had this idea that I might want to build some inserts for my windows. So online you can buy, there's these people that build these window inserts that are designed to reduce the amount of sound that you can hear through your windows. And it's supposed to be like an order of magnitude better than having just like double or triple pane windows. It's supposed to improve like the overall quietness inside your room. And it does this by creating basically a dead zone between the window and your room, and it uses like plexiglass or a similar material to, you know, it's still translucent, so you can see out of it, but it creates a dead space between the window and that new plexiglass layer where sound cannot escape, or it can't like transfer from the window to the plexiglass, and those are really cool, and I looked into those, and they're too expensive. Oh my gosh, the amount of money people want for these things. It is absurd, and I thought, well, you know, I don't really need, specifically in the recording room is really the only room I think I really need them. It'd be nice to have them in my bedroom, but I also don't need them up all the time. I just need to, especially when I record or I live stream, because it's really distracting, even if the audience can't hear it, because I do have a fairly decent audio setup. You know, they can't hear, but it's still really annoying. And I thought, well, maybe it would be nice if I could have some sort of insert that I built myself that I could put up into the window to just sort of block the window. It doesn't have to be translucent because it's not going to be up there all the time. And then also I like dark, dingy rooms with no natural light. That's sort of my natural habitat. I think that I'm secretly always trying to get back to the womb in some way. We can talk about that another time, but I do think I'm not the only person who just likes quiet, secluded, like enclosed spaces that are a little dimly lit and are nice for playing video games. So anyway, I'm contemplating this idea. I might start work on it. Heck, maybe by the time this video goes out later today, because of course I'm recording this on the day it's going to be released, like every episode in this series. But maybe by the time you're watching this, I'll have already started work on or even finished work on this thing. I'm going to use plywood. I'm going to get some of that insulation that's not just for heat, but is also for sound. Although, insulating against heat would be good too, because this room gets hot, and I know a lot of air leaks through my windows, because I don't have like the best windows on the block. And that's actually true. There's some houses around me, I look at them, and I covet their windows. And that, my friends, is called covetousness, and it is a sin, and I'm fighting against it. I don't want to covet windows, but I do desire new ones. That would be a good thing to have. But for now, what was I getting at? Oh yeah, lots of heat and cold escapes my house depending on the season and whether or not I got the heater or the air conditioner running. Although I should note, I never have the heater running. I have a small space heater in my room that I run when it's below freezing, which is actually it's happened a few times already this year. It's been a pretty chilly winter so far. But aside from those instances, like my house AC, I run maybe once a year when it gets down into the mid-20s, and there's a potential for the water pipes that are in my attic. Yes, they put water lines in my attic. No, I don't know why. Then when there's a potential for them to freeze, because I know the insulation between my ceiling and my attic is really bad, so I can turn on the heater in here. Heat rises. It goes into the attic, and it keeps the pipes from freezing, and that's really the only time. Last year, I had 2 days where the electricity cost $40, $20 a day, because I had the heater running for those 2 days. That's insane! My electric bill was $40 higher than it would have been if I just not run the heater those 2 days, which is part of the reason why I don't run the heater. And if you're wondering, if you live up north, and you're like, wait a minute, pipes freezing? What are you talking about? Aren't your pipes insulated? No, I live in southeast Texas. It gets cold enough to freeze the pipes sometimes once a year, sometimes never enough. It's never cold enough to freeze it. I've had years go by where it's just not gotten that cold. So most houses aren't built with insulation like that. Now, am I happy that houses aren't built? No, of course. I would rather have the houses built with insulation, but here we are. What can you do? I need to dazzle this place up a bit. I don't want to have just squared corners. Let's do this instead, right? Let's have corners that are like that. Look at that. That's a bit dynamic right there is what that is. That is fantastic. I guess I could put little towers on the corners like I did there. I mean, what would that look like? Let's just experiment a bit here. Let's fracture that. Anyway, so yeah, get some of that insulation that is good for both air and sound, because I've been shopping around. I found exactly the insulation I want to go with, and then sandwich that between a couple of bits of plywood. Add some layers of some cushion so that the plywood isn't actually making contact with the boards that are going to be making up the structural supports, and that way they can't send vibrations through them, because there'll be some like soft material in there. And then hook them up there with maybe some sort of a magnetic system in place where I can just snap it up to the window when I'm recording or streaming, and then very quickly unsnap it from the window when I'm done. And that is my plan so far. We'll see how it turns out when I actually get working on it. I'm going to make one I have 2 windows in here, a real skinny but long one and a more normal sized one. And the skinny long one is going to be the second one that I do. The more normal sized one, I've already kind of mocked up the design. I've got a general idea of how I want to do it. It's going to be a little bit costly for all the materials, closer to $100. But that's a lot cheaper than what I was being quoted for those darn plexiglass or whatever they were window inserts from those companies online. And yeah, I did reach out to a couple of them because I was like, maybe competitive rates are a thing? No, there's not enough people doing this for really competitive rates to be a thing. And before you say, Reese, why don't you get new windows? Those are expensive too. And also, compared to the windows I've got, yes, a double or triple pane window would block more sound, But with the design I have in my mind, that's going to do leaps and bounds more than any other sort of insert could possibly, or any window could possibly do, right? Like the design in my head. Well, you'll just have to wait and see it when it's done. Also, I'm having a lot of trouble here. But if you struggle with loud noises, and maybe you live in an urban environment, I don't, thank goodness. I wouldn't be able to handle it. But maybe if you do, and you have some suggestions for things I could try to reduce the amount of noise coming into my home, I'd love to hear them. You know, I've looked into planting some plants between my house and all of my neighbors, like big, thick. Basically, I would like to have something akin to a something akin to a thicket between my house and my neighbors' houses. That would be fantastic if I could make that happen. But I don't know. I'm bad with plants. You know, I kill plants a lot. I'm real bad with them. It's not intentional. I don't try to. I wasn't joking when we talked about planting 20 million trees, and I was like, yeah, I'm a member of the Arbor Day Foundation. I've killed every plant they've sent me, but not on purpose. That was not a joke. Love the Arbor Day Foundation. Really wanted those trees to take and grow. They die. And I'm not blaming the Arbor Day Foundation. Surely it's not their fault. Trees are their forte. Trees are our speciality. That's what they told me. And I believe them. I think that the real problem is I am just inept, and also that's not good. That's not even across the front there. We're going to have to shake things up here. We're going to have to come up with a different design aesthetic here. All right, let's cut down the middle here, and let's figure out what we're going to do. So we'll have that. But yeah, if you know of any ways to keep the sounds of my neighbors, and you could say, oh, why don't you just go talk to them? They don't care. When I go over to the house, I've complained about this in this series. I know that I have. They pretend like they're not home. And on more than one occasion, I've called the police on them. We've talked about this again before, I know. But the police will come out, and they will, again, with the police, pretend like they're not home. And they have no interest in talking to me and being reasonable adult human beings. So it's not really an option. Hey, look at that's perfect, but I kind of don't want that to be perfect because I kind of want to be able to look out this window and see through there. I guess I can. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to put barriers in between, like so. And then we can add... I don't know how tall this wall is going to be, by the way, but we can add... I'm sure you've already guessed what we can add. We can add a bit of glowstone. And then we can keep the yard lit, as well as the surrounding area, and we won't get any monsters. Which, speaking of which, where are the monsters? I know that I'm not playing on peaceful. I would have noticed that a long time ago. We wouldn't have need to eat if we were on peaceful, right? Or do you still get hungry on peaceful? I don't think you do. And food is obviously something we've been eating in every episode. Hasn't it? I don't know. Maybe I should check the difficulty levels. Maybe I should just live with it, right? Look at that, though. That is wonderful. My wizard tower, wizard wall is coming together fabulously. I am super pleased with it. If you were wondering about the birchwood stairs, I had a different design aesthetic planned there for a split second, but then I changed my mind about it. And who knows? I'm going to keep them in my inventory in case I go back. Because you know how I am. I'm hot and I'm cold. I'm yes and I'm no. I'm in and I'm out. I'm up and I'm down. I'm wrong when it's right. I'm black when it's right. I fight. I break up. I kiss. I make up. And you don't really want to keep watching this video. No, but you don't really want to go either. Because just like me, you're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. You're Katy Perry. Oh, boy. What a controversial figure growing up. Remember when she was on... Her episode of Sesame Street was banned because she was too sexy and she wanted to, in quotes, play with Elmo. I wouldn't mind playing with her, you know. No. Katy Perry, it's a shame she died, you know. If I don't hear about someone for a certain amount of time or see or speak to someone for a certain amount of time, I just assume that they're dead. My friend Logan from high school, she was great. Loved her. Shame she died. Absolute shame. I think Logan's getting married. Congratulations. Logan, you're not watching this. But congratulations. You've done what many I knew growing up have so far been unable to do. You have found someone to put up with you. I've yet to find someone to put up with me. A couple of my friends did find someone to put up with them, but then they burned those bridges, burned them down. Me, I don't know. Sweet heavens. Ah, man. Goodness gracious. I'm in no rush. I am in no rush. There's some candidates. There have been some people throughout the years, but what can I say? None of them can tie me down long term. I am a free spirit. How tall are we going to make this wall? Just that tall would be fine. And then this is what I was thinking of doing. Something like that. Or something like this. But I don't actually like that looking at it now. Maybe we can discuss it when y'all come back next time. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you later. Bye!